Let's go, grinders! Hit that like button, let's do it!
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Enough talk. Into the boat. Into the tunnel. Get to the chopper.
When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack.
Where's the lamb sauce? It's raw, Melissa.
Yes, chef.
It's raw. Come on.
Yes, chef. This, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
Dominated.
What's up, grinders? It's time. Actually, let me do my other one. I do this one. There we go. We'll fix that one. Oh, no. Yeah, we'll do this one. We'll do this background with the gears. That's right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Yes, we are live. Hit that like button. Share it out. Want to do a quick live game grinding bite because the reviews are in for Starfield. Did it meet the expectations and hype that it must be?
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer, baby! Let's go! Yes! 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 Yes!
Yo! They want it, you want it? What's up? What's up? Who's coming on in here? Tool Man, what's up? The tools are here. What is up? How you doing? Mary Wilcox, Just Wait Leach, Game of the Generation. Nick Durant, what's up? Lies, lies, lies. Yep. And X-Hawk, no, X-Hawk is here. He says he's done with Xbox. Oh, man. Robert Lawrence, what's up? Don Lanchan, how you doing? RPG88, how you doing? What are we doing here? Damn right, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Dave Rock, what's up? The tools with the flute. He wants the flute. What's up, Toolman? Toolman got that flute going on. Which one? Where are the flutes? He says the flute. Oh, man. Oh, damn. The flutes in now. True Virgil, bootleg. Bring it up the thing. Yo, I dropped a video earlier today, and there was some generous super chats here. Shout out to Subtext. He says, feels like the cocky PS3 era, Sony again, talking about the increases. So I had a video earlier today about the increases and about how Starfield had selected reviews. And True Virgil, this was Starfield reviews. He says, Sony follows Phil. Microsoft called it with all the subscription stuff. This is the future. They better go all in or we'll die. Starfield Game of the Year. Bootleg lied to you. He's speaking about me. Incorrect, True Virgil. You come here, you know this is not the bootleg. Bootleg's on the other side. Works for the WC. That's right. What's going on? What's up, Mr. Ray Rock? How you doing? Billy Akira, what's up? How you doing, Mary? How you doing? Ryan, what's up? And shout out to the new members that came on memberships. Interista. Welcome to the VIP Gaming Grindhouse. Shout out to the VIPs. You know where they are. We're going to do a shout out, man. We need these. The VIPs are rocking. Where's my jams? Where are they? There they are. Shout out to the VIPs. We got a new member that just joined today. Thank you again. Those guys, shout out to the VIPs. Partying in Herman Holtz. And there's a VIP coming in right now. Manny Oles just kicked down the door. And he goes, it's wild today. Boy, never go full green. What's up, Jed? Never go full green. Yep. Well, shout out to everybody, the VIPs partying. Oh, there we go. Go. That's up. Thank you again, VIP memberships. You want to be a VIP, hit the join button. And then
You just made the list.
Thrifty, what's up, man? Awesome show last night. How you doing? Yo, check out Thrifty's show. Salty was back on there. Great to see Salty back. I believe we're doing a Salty podcast tonight. We'll be kicking down the doors there as well. Let's go. You
just made the list.
Let's go. Frederick Williams, welcome to the VIPs. He saw those quality splits and couldn't be denied. He's like, what is Herman Holtz drinking in there? Well, he better be drinking some quality because we need to hear some quality from Sony because the reviews are in Starfield. And again, just to preface everything, it ain't that bad. Okay? It ain't that bad. But oh boy, it's not what it needed to be. And that's the thing. And I got videos of the timeline. Grindhouse clips, of course. And yes, 87, not bad. It's sitting there. Let's go see. Let's go to the streets. Let's see what's going on here. What are we doing in the streets here? Here we go. Right now, we got a Starfield sitting. And again, I know I'm seeing the turnaround, everybody. I'm seeing the turnaround here. I'm seeing the whole well, it's fun now. It's enjoyable. People will enjoy it for years. And I'm seeing the whole it's fun. They can't say fun with friends anymore. But they're it's fun. Just enjoy it. It's something that's really nice. Oh, really? Because all that's been talked about for the last 2 years was this game being the decade's $7 billion investment that needed to move mountains. Just like how the Series X was going to eat monsters for breakfast. This was supposed to make everybody want an Xbox. This is supposed to be the game that everybody can't be denied. This was the game of the generation, not only of the year. They wanted this to be game of the generation. And the only one that believed that was Xbox generation. And those are the words, Xbox generation and Xbox de Ocho. Even with those reviews carrying them, still couldn't get there. And I'm telling you right now, we saw, if you listen to my video earlier, the selected reviews of Starfield and who they sent them to and who didn't get them. So when you see these reviews right now sitting at 51 reviews, there's more to come. And usually Metacritic, it goes down. So I don't think it's going to hold an 87. I thought this was going to get fluffed. Man, I thought this was coming in with Halo Infinite numbers. Game of the Halo's the best multiplayer ever touched, and this and that. The campaign is great, and then all of a sudden, it went down and stayed there like around 88. This is lower than that now. It's just going to go down. It's just going to go down. I may settle around an 86, an 85, but these are the handpick reviews. That's why I thought 91. I thought it was going to come in high and then eventually get down. I didn't think it was going to come in now at an 87 and then the reviews who didn't get to review it in time. Because what's going to happen is that they're already not sure what the things are. And the problem is that there's highs and then there's lows. You know? And unfortunately, you know, from the reviews that I've been seeing, and even the people that had it on the Xbox side and all that other stuff, it is not the, yo, this is the game, man, you got to play this. No, man, it's been like, yeah, it's fun. There's a slow burn and like, yo, no, we don't have time. Microsoft didn't have time for slow burns. This game needed to be fire out the gate.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
This game could not have been, 10 hours, maybe then it turns a little bit. No, we don't got 10 hours. Microsoft gave us 10 years, and we still don't even have that. Now it needs 10 hours. And everything is a lie. Everything is a facade. The exploration we're finding is a facade. It's not real. It's just imaging between menus and loading screens. A lot of these reviews are saying that stuff, and and I said this before, just like with Halo. Exploration has been done better by No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky got that. You fly from the planet into space, fly. You see that, you go to that planet. You see that mountain, you go to that mountain. You could fly to the dark side of the planet and explore and terrain and go down in the terrain and swim and do all these things. Tame animals, name them, ride them, have them part of your crew. You could do all this stuff already in a game from 2016. Starfield needed to start at least there and go from there. That's the issue. This is why I said with Halo, being a service game, it needed to start where Fortnite ended. You can't go back. You can't show something that, no. How did an indie game in 2016 have you do full exploration of space? At launch, right? Yeah, it wasn't everything, but it took the main stuff of flying in and flying out. Then they added VR and everything else they added. So I'm not giving them all those years. But Starfield, you got to start your exploration. This was the idea. If this was the case, just make it one planet and explore on it like a huge space Fallout.
You're my number one customer.
The whole point of this game was the exploration. Thousands of planets. Not just this planet. Thousands of planets! Thousands! Yeah, well, that's where the reviews are showing it fails in the exploration. And now, we're left with what we're left with. Manny-O, shout out to you, Super Chat. He goes, wait for the other reviews to come in, Jez. It's going to be a massacre. Yeah, wait, 87 now with 50 reviews. People are like, oh, well, it's just about around where Final Fantasy 16 is. Final Fantasy 16 has 144 reviews. This got 100 less. Wait till all the reviews come in. And remember, they only selected certain people to review this game. The big outlets in the US, UK, the 7 huge review outlets didn't have this game. Our review's not ready. So we'll see where the score is. But again, even with the score, I don't just look at the score. Look at why
you just made the list
down. Look at the score. Reason why. The things I mentioned. Exploration is a lie. The inventory system is horrible. The combat, And it's just, yo, what's up, Cyber Dragon? 20 months as a VIP. He goes, what's up, chats, mods, grinders, panels present. There's no panel today. It's a one-man grindhouse. And host, Joe7780, thank you so much. Cyber Dragon, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. 20 months, baby. 20 months. Your game didn't get it. Well, there's a lot of people that didn't get this reviewed, and they went crazy yesterday. But like I said, this game needed to end where No Man's Sky exploration began. And to find that it is almost going back in exploration and load screens. And load screens. That seems to be the biggest issue with the game. It's these load screens. And just to kind of give some video demonstration of what I am speaking about, let's go to the tapes. We got some tapes today. We got the Grindhouse. We got the Grindhouse tapes. And there's going to be plenty more where we're coming from. There'll be plenty more. So don't think today's the one all and be all of the tapes. We got some tapes. And Robert Lawrence gives 5 memberships. Hey!
You just made the list.
Thank you. Robert Lawrence 5. Get that Grindhouse up there. We want the next emoji, baby. I want that next emoji. It is going to be a loading screen emoji. Oh, damn.
Okay. You just made the list.
A few moments
It's later. A loading screen emoji. Truth Serum, a VIP. Crooked Vulture, welcome. Billy Akira. Yoko Zero.
You just made the list.
Became us by Billy. Yep, there you are. Coming on in. Getting repetitive content. That's right. Welcome to the VIP Grindhouse. Flex those emojis. What's up, Virtual Dan? How you doing?
You just made the list.
Nick says, dude, I've been watching some big streamers on Twitch, and the chats are going hard on the slop. And that's another thing, Nick. One thing that I was looking, and I'll show you the video here. It doesn't look
You just made
good.
the list.
It doesn't look. Richard wants to see the tapes. I got the tapes. It doesn't look good. Like I was watching a whole bunch of people playing it. Alano's playing it and stuff. I'm like, this game does not look inviting. It does not. It looks like a bunch of very mundane, boring stuff. Like it does not look. Yeah, they made the list. I know, man. Jericho going wild here. Grind them. Socrates says, grind them up. I'm grinding them up. They're going in the meat grinder. But like that's the thing. It doesn't look very inviting. It's not like eye-catching. It's not a Horizon or even a Final Fantasy had some incredible cinematics and stuff. The game looks dull. It doesn't look good. It doesn't stream well. It's very boring. And the animations, the facial animations, it looks very, very plain. And I said this before. This is a new IP. This game needed to be marketed from the rooftop. They needed to show you why you will be entertained. And they hid it instead. And I went in on this morning of how they hid this game. They didn't go through the exploration because it was a facade. It wasn't real. They made it look like it with all the cuts and swipes and him and Todd Howard in the leather jacket. They lied. This game is a blatant lie in its exploration. And I think that is the biggest problem. People think game of the year. Dude, no game of the year. This game is there's so many shortcuts and facades. And then I even looked at the review. Let's get some tapes. Watch this stuff. This loading.
A few
Let's go. Let's
later.
go to the loading screens. Let's see what's bringing the scores down on here. And again, don't just look at a number, but look at what's going on with this game. And this is a point of us saying they're hiding it. Microsoft is hiding their games. Every single big game from them has been hidden behind the curtain. They had selective people looking at it and reviewing it. They're doing the same now with Forza. We'll be talking about Forza. I already seen 2 people got invited hands-on but can't talk about it until September 11th. I don't know what NDAs these things are, but it is like you're playing a game but you can't talk about it for weeks, but you can tell people that you're playing the game. I never heard of Microsoft's strategy. Let's get influencers. Let them play the game. They can't share anything about it now until September 11th. But they could come out and tell you that they played the game. It's like a pre-NDA. It's like a pre-game NDA. I never heard of this. But it's for the community. This is ridiculous. And they did the same thing with this. Tell everybody you're in an NDA, but just tell them that you're playing the game. But what? If they can't show the game on their channel and their experience with it, then what's the point of telling people that they have played it, but they are an NDA for weeks? It's so stupid. You either have the game and waiting for review, or you have the game and give me your preview of your hands-on. That's what you do. Hit the like button. 245 people in here. Woo! You know the grinds are burning in here. We're burning. I never saw this, but it's ridiculous. It's the stupidest thing. It's almost like exactly what Phil Spencer does at his interviews. I'm so excited about what I can't talk about. It's like, excuse me? I'm excited about what I didn't announce. It's the stupidest thing ever. And now we're doing it with Forza, another game that's hidden. It's called No Confidence. That's right. It is No Confidence. It is goddamn No Confidence. These big games, they're hiding it. And why? Let's go to the tapes. Let's see. Yeah. Let's watch.
You simply cannot ignore. If this generation has added little else, loading
now,
has been a drag.
Before we go to the tapes, I'm going to pause a little bit for those in the back. This is a next-gen only game. You know, the SSDs that everybody seems to make fun of on the PlayStation, you know, the SSDs, and you're going to feel and all this other stuff, 60 frames, you're going to feel all this stuff. This is a next-gen game. Tell me where the next-gen is. Quick resumes, all SSDs. Look at these loading screens and tell me where the speed is. And if you played Final Fantasy 16 before, that's what a next-gen loading does. There is no loading. You hit start, you're in the game. SSDs? You know what? I would shut up if I was wearing green talking about SSDs, because this is a joke on next-gen hardware. This is a next-gen only game. $70, by the way. $70. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Wait. $70. You know? Next gen only. The quality. Look at the load screens. Let's see. And I want to see somebody on the green side talk about SSDs. I'm going to give them a grind slap right above the head. That's what I'm going to do. They can get a friggin' grind, so they can get a stutter and Satya. They're going to get that. Where's my stutter and Satya? Get the hell over here. Talking about SSDs. Look at this. Watch this disgrace of loading screens. I don't even know where stutter and Satya is. He's hiding. He's hiding on my screen, on my grinds board. This grind board's blown up.
I lied.
You think? Let's see.
Drastic improvement across the board, and sadly it is here that the old engine base underneath, as improved as its Creation Engine 2 is, start to peek through, and it's likely the biggest...
A 5-second load screen to go into a building. Excuse me? And it's not even a nice load screen. It is a black screen of death.
One of the things I read...
A next-gen only game. The families, Phil, kiss those babies. Wait, this is what should happen. I'm going to tell you right now what should happen in the load screen. Here we go. So when you click on the load screen, they should have this.
It is here that the old...
Wait, no. Sorry, Axe. I don't want to hear you. What happens is when you go to load screens, this is what you should hear every single time.
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer, baby, let's go! Yes! Yes! Yes!
That's what you should hear. Every load screen gets a Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer! Black screen, 5 seconds. Now let's go to a planet. We're going to a planet now. Here we go. The exploration. Todd Howard, Uber driver. Here he comes.
From an exterior to an interior, loaded screen. Walk into your ship's cockpit, load.
You just made the list!
Load. Lifts, shops, even traveling across planets on foot limit you within a...
Fast travel outside the door, 7 seconds. Black screen of death.
Terminated.
What are we doing here?
Terminated.
They were making videos about Ratchet and Clank and not needing the SSD, and on PC they were going crazy about SSDs and all this other stuff. Woo! Look at the size of these loading screens. Clicking on a plane.
Cockpit,
Yo!
load. Exterior to an interior, loaded screen. Walk into your ship's cockpit, load. Go on a train, load. Lifts, shops, even travelling across planets on foot.
Lifts and shops.
Limit you within a bounding box from your ship. The engine limits actually hinder the game's scope and your immersion within it. Compounding this is the time some take to load. Series X here going into a shop can take 3 seconds as it fades to black and back out again. Leaving your ship just over 2 seconds on Series S and
Almost 10 seconds to dock to a space station. 10 seconds of a load screen to dock to a... And this is not a cinematic that you could skip.
the game's scope and your immersion within it.
This is loaded to a docking station.
The
Look,
time some take to load.
You can't
Series
skip
X here
this.
going into a shop can take 3 seconds as it fades to black and back out again. Leaving your ship just over 2 seconds on Series S and Series X, and anything bigger, such as entering a large building or docking onto a ship, can be 5 to 8 seconds, and fast travel is anything but, with some taking 12 seconds or more.
12 seconds.
Even sections that should be in real time in gameplay, such as docking or undocking, show an unskippable sequence that takes around
This is a
7
load
seconds.
screen you're
The
seeing right
issue
here.
is these all start to add up.
12
and the
seconds to
time it
land on a
takes and
planet.
how much it breaks up all start sections that should be in real time in game.
Dude, SSD. All these clowns on Xbox making fun of the SSD. Sony says the SSD does this. Click on a planet. It's 12 seconds to load into the planet. You see how long that is? Yeah, 12 seconds on paper don't sound long. Go look at a black screen, loading screen for 12 seconds. And now let's do that with every planet. Does that make you want to click on a planet that says barren and just there's rocks and sand? Are you going to wait 12 seconds to waste your time and go to a planet that has nothing on it? For whatever the reason? Is it? Is that what...
Ain't nobody got time for
Are
that.
you exploring? And like I said, No Man's Sky, you look how dry this is. Look, I want to land where there's water. I want to land here. This is a main planet too. This is a main planet. Shout out to Skin Tight Salmon. Oh baby. VIP Grinder. Welcome to the Grindhouse. Flex those emojis. Hit that like button, Grinders. Almost 300 people in here. Let's do it. Look how dry this is. Look, you just go to the planet. This is, come on. Game of the generation? A generation?
But with
The SSD, oh, it's a lie. Jim Ryan lied. The SSD. Dude, this is a next-gen game, and you got 2 SSDs. And an S and an X. This is what you're doing?
some taking 12 seconds or more. Even sections
Look,
that
they're
should
going
be
to
in
Destin.
real
This is
time
Destin.
in gameplay, such as
Destin's
docking or
gameplay.
undocking, show an unskippable sequence that takes around 7 seconds. The issue here is these all start to add up, and the time it takes and how much it breaks up your enjoyment and flow of the game, with the clear split of boxed off areas of a planet, buildings or ship being hard to ignore as these soft boundaries keep bumping into you. With the limit being that even on a planet's surface, you can only go so far and you hit an invisible wall, necessitating a return to your ship pop-up or pick a new spot closer to the equidistance of what you wanted to actually look at. This is my biggest gripe and a missed opportunity, as you cannot land on planets yourself and
Look at No Man's
explore
Sky.
them without impedance. And this is where I will bring the elephant into the room. No Man's Sky, as one of the most immersive and impressive things about that game, and why you can lose yourself within it, is the seamless nature of station, ship, space and planet travel. Flying into or out of a planet's atmosphere, through the volumetric clouds, across the surface, landing anywhere and back up again never gets old. Jumping into warp speed and feeling like the entire galaxy is yours to explore. Sadly, Starfield fails at capturing this feeling or wow factor, as these moments, which should have been core from a gameplay and certainly technical perspective, are missing or lacking. Many story-driven planets have key segments to land within. These are largely not procedurally built, with limited spots on the entire planet to land on and take off from, mostly down to the surface type to be fair, i.e. oceans and such, meaning it is no longer a planet per se, but actually small segments of a round sphere that you can never travel across, into or out of freely, effectively limited by that memory allocation they can work with in real time. Planets are just there as an oil painting. Keep
Oil
boosting,
painting.
and it just hangs in front of you.
You see the facade. And what did I say so many times here? Let us see the game. And that was called a pony, a hater, all this stuff. I'm like, I just want to see this. Why didn't we see this? And now we find out. And I said the same thing for Halo. As an Xbox fan, you should say exactly, Jez. Listen to this guy right here. Listen to the Grindhouse. Show us the game. Phil, sell us this. And instead, it's brought up to like, you're hating. All I want to see is the gameplay loop. Get me excited. That's why I never understood people going, this is me, game of the generation. What did you see? What did they show you? It's a facade. The Phil Spencer sitting there with his legs folded on a couch at Gamescom didn't even demo the planet. You want to know why? Because that's it. It's all fake. It's all fake. They took down all the stuff, right? All the videos that leaked out. All fake. This is fake. Look and just look at what he's showing here with No Man's Sky. Look at this. This game came out in 2016. It looks like Starfield came out in 2016 and No Man's Sky just came out today. Look at this.
Gripe and a missed opportunity.
Look at No Man's Sky. This is what I'm saying. Oh, but don't compare it.
And explore
Why?
them without impedance.
Look at this. Right
is
into the
where I
planet,
will
through
bring
the atmosphere.
elephant
See that
into the
planet?
room.
Fly to it.
No Man's Sky, as one of the most immersive and impressive things about that game,
Look at this.
and why you
Procedurally
can lose
generated.
yourself within it, is the seamless nature of station, ship, space,
Atmospheres,
and planet travel.
clouds.
Flying into or out of a planet's
Dude,
atmosphere.
dude,
through
where's the
volumetric
poppin'?
Clouds across
Let's see
the
it poppin'.
surface, landing anywhere. And
Do we
back
see
up again
poppin'? No.
never gets
Instead, we-
old. Jumping into warp speed
Look,
and
from that
feeling
planet
like
to
the
that
entire
planet.
galaxy is yours to
Dark
explore.
side of it.
Sadly, Starfield fails at capturing.
Look at this. Look how dry and static this is. It's just a plain planet. And then when he lands on it, all the pop-up shows up in the loading screen.
This feeling or wow factor as these moments, which
This
should
looks like
have
this
been
is from
caught
2016.
from a gameplay and certainly technical perspective,
Look at
are
this.
missing or
There's a
lacking.
loading screen.
Many story-driven planets have key segments to land within. These are largely to the.
And look at this. When he lands on this planet, look at the
With
popping and the
limit being
loading
that even
screen.
on
Look.
a planet's surface,
Look.
you can only go so
All
far,
the
and
popping.
you hit electric clouds across the entire galaxy or wow factor as these moments,
This is
which
crazy.
should have been core from a gameplay and certainly technical perspective, are missing or lacking. Many story-driven planets have key segments to land within. These are largely not procedurally built, with limited spots on the entire planet to land on and take off from, mostly down to the surface type to be fair, i.e. oceans and such, meaning it is no longer a planet per se, but actually small segments of a round sphere that you can never travel across, into or out of freely.
This is crazy.
Effectively
This is what I saw.
limited by that.
This one I saw from Alana. When I realized that you could fly towards the planet and then it kicks you into into that planet menu where you could scan it. That is insane. So that is just a facade. You can't go there.
Memory allocation they can work with in real time. Planets are just there as an oil painting. Keep boosting and it just hangs in front of you like a star you can never reach. The procedural ones do allow you to land pretty much anywhere on the surface. Sadly though, these two are just canned cutscenes of your ship landing at the spot and off again, which alongside the long and frequent loading impacts the feeling of a pure sci-fi adventure it promised, and No Man's Sky still does this part significantly better.
Look, did you see what happens?
it
Like
just
you just stay there, hovered over the planet, and it says open planet map. Dude, this is like the most ghetto goddamn space exploration I've ever seen. These things are fake. That's a picture over there. That is not a 3D object. And then when she went on to say is that your space is an area as well. Like you have a slice of space. So when you're hovering above the planet, that is just a window of space that you may have combat or you may fly around. But as soon as you leave a certain area, it tells you to open up the planet map. So there's boundaries in space. Whoever thought? In space, you can never hear yourself scream. In Starfield, in space, there are boundaries. There are boundaries everywhere. The wall of Phil Ness. The wall of Phil Ness. This is officially Chocolate Starfield. Chocolate Starfield. You have been named on the Gaming Grindhouse as the Chocolate Starfield. There it is. Hashtag Chocolate Starfield.
A few moments later.
And loading. Here we go. These are flat earthers. Flat earthers. This is a flat picture. A goddamn flat picture. But you want to know why? Crooked Vulture's right. Remember the reason why it was 30 frames? Because of the sandwiches. The sandwiches on the spaceship. Remember? Oh, well, the way Bethesda does this. The way Bethesda does this stuff, it's they track procedure, they track every object. So there's sandwiches that could be moved and we put them on this. You could be a sandwich pirate. That's why the frame rate needs to be at 30. So this all because of the sandwiches. Is that what this is? Is this Star Hoagie? Star Hoagie? Is that what this is? The sandwich pirate? This is the most friggin' petty exploration I've ever seen. This is some like 2000 shit right here. Load screens, loading up, menu screens.
Hangs in front of you like a star you can never reach. The procedural ones do allow you to land pretty much anywhere on the surface. Sadly though, these two are just canned cutscenes of your ship landing at the spot and off again, which alongside the long and frequent loading impacts the feeling of a pure sci-fi adventure it promised, and No Man's Sky still does this part significantly better.
Court, two hands, go, girl. Don't let go.
Consoles.
Horrible. How's that? That is this. So I wonder why. It wasn't shown as full exploration. It's crazy. And here's the part that I was telling you about here. This is what Alana's talking about with the space.
Earth.
So you see the importance, grinders. You see the importance of wanting to see more games. So when Phil Spencer sits there and crosses his legs and does an interview with Xbox The Ocho and Xbox Generation and all this other stuff, and Todd Howard's in his bomber jacket, just finished dropping somebody off at Uber at the airport, and they're talking out there, and they go, oh, he's so honest, he's such a gamer, he takes it on the chin. Do you see how all that marketing manipulation is not showing us the game? And everybody just eats it up. All those Xbox channels love, oh, Phil Spencer, he's such a nice guy. He hugs babies, kisses grandmas. We love that Phil Spencer. He's such a nice guy. But that's great. But they got to show the goddamn game to us. And now we're seeing why they didn't. Forza's the next. Perfect Dark, Perfect Help. Next. Listen to this.
So I am now outside Earth, which does have stuff.
You're my
There's
number
debris.
one customer.
I don't know if it can hit me. I don't think I've ever been hit. But yeah, Earth has a bunch of debris around it. There are some planets that have ships. There are other planets that have little space stations that you can dock onto, which is pretty neat. Let me try and hit something. Cool. Can hit stuff confirmed. But basically I just like exist in this field around Earth. I can never get any closer to it. I can never get any further away from it. I can just sort of exist in this little plane where this debris field is and where sometimes there will be spaceships, but it's the same thing. Like, you're just locked in this part of space. You cannot fly any closer to the planet or closer to anything else. It's like you have like this little section of map that is like a space zone, that you are stuck in. You can't really move very much. You can only move closer to other ships in combat, which you just fly around in this 3D space, or closer to
fake
little space stations. So that's the thing that I think a lot of people have really misunderstood. Again, I can't get closer to Earth. I can't get closer to the sun. I can't get closer to the moon. It is what it is. We're just stuck pretty much right here.
There you go. But the way they said it's like, well, you remember when it first showed up, it was like, hey, you can't, it's a load screen. It's not a big deal. It's a load screen. You can't go into the planet. Now you see that even the space is fake. You can't fly to other planets. You just select them from a menu and then you float in a space area outside of the planet. Then if you want to go to the planet, you click on the menu and click scan the planet and go to the planet. Come on. And you see how disappointed she is, and people will be disappointed. You want to know why? Because No Man's Sky did it better. That's where I said, you can't start at the beginning when people have done it better before you. That's the problem. It's all menus. It's all menus. It's fake. It's not even real exploration. It's like, hey, it's like a mod to like a Fallout game. It's like, yeah, you know what? It's a scam. It's a facade. It's fake. The exploration, the big thing that they marketed, you could go anywhere, thousands of planets. And then when people said, well, only 10% have life on them, that's 100. Dude, but you can't even navigate around. You float, and I'm telling you, this looks like the same space that you're in on every planet. Like, that is redundant. That is dull. And these are the things that are bringing down the score. And these are the things that people are exposing on day one. That's what I thought people were going to look the other way with this game. I can't believe how many people are just like, dude, this, you can't do this stuff. The exploration is bad. The game doesn't start until 20 hours in. That's not what Xbox needed. Xbox needed a friggin' banger that blew out the everybody had to be on the same level. Yo, this is a must-play game. How Baldur's Gate was, this is must-play. And meanwhile, we find out that it's all just fake exploration. And when you have a game from 2016, an indie game, doing space exploration better than Starfield, a game that was 25 years in the making from a IP perspective, it looks like it was put together Frankenstein. $7 billion acquisition, everybody. $7 billion. And you want to see something else? Let's talk about those review scores. Where are we at right now? Review scores, did it go up? We're at 51. There it is. It's sitting at 87. Again, not a bad review, but look at the things that the gameplay is showing. It doesn't look like something you want to play. Fake planets, right, Link? Fake planets, loading screens, technical issues. It's not bugs. People thought there were just going to be some bugs. Dude, these are inherent design problems. These are not wait for the patch. Redfall, where's yours? This is not wait for the patch. These are game design issues. Loading screens. In between everything. 5 seconds to walk in a building for shops, to dock your ship, and then 2 seconds to get off your ship it loads everything. We are in the next generation of games. SSDs. You know, the things that you made fun of with Ratchet and Clank. Oh, so go load up Final Fantasy and compare it to this. Go into a room in Final Fantasy. Load into a friggin' place and look at the difference of how a game that's optimized for an SSD and optimized for a platform looks versus this. Look at these videos that they were showing you. This was look! From the gameplay that I've shown, look at this game. Dude, look at this. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at the marketing. Look at this. Stand. That's pretty much what you do. There's nothing to do there. Is this a loading screen? A loading screen?
A few moments later.
Oh, that's a loading screen. Look at this. The award-winning Skyrim. Yes. A brand new universe. We need the Jurassic Park. We need the flute. When we got to say it's like coming this summer. Look at Starfield. Look at this. Look, see that planet? You think? Look at them. They make you think you can fly to the planet. Look. Lies. Lies.
You're my #1 customer.
Oh, and Psychonauts 2. New games are coming fast. 12 minutes and 80s. And they're all on Game Pass. Somerville, a Plague Tale Requiem. What to play first and what to play last. Star 2, Ground, Shroom, and Doom. 'Cause they're all on Game Pass. Among Us, the Ascent, and
Look at what they showed. And then you're seeing the loading screen. See, it's all cuts. It's all these cuts. And let's talk about these reviews. But the sandwiches, that's right, the sandwiches. I got a super chat. Enrique, what's up, man? He goes, Microsoft will have my money when they earn it. Goddamn right, dude. That's right. Look at what they showed.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Look what they shown. It made you think there. Star balls. We got star balls. There it is.
And may the Schwartz be with you. Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz. You idiots! You've captured the stunt doubles!
A bootleg Starfield, a bootleg friggin' exploration here. It's a bootleg No Man's Sky. My goodness. And let's see. This 87, it's carried. It's carried. Right? Let's see the reviews. Huh?
A few moments later.
We got the left side here. Xbox Addict, Generation Xbox, Xbox de Ocho, Somos Xbox, Mondo Xbox, and Xbox Era.
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer, baby, let's go! Yes! 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 Yes!
There it is.
Prepare ship for light speed. No, light speed is too slow. Light speed too slow? Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed. So with
Ludicrous speed. Oh, we need a load screen.
A few moments
Can't
later.
fly it. We can't go ludicrous speed. Sorry, guys. Look at this. It needed to be a game of the generation, says Generation Xbox. The Generation Xbox says it has to be the game of the generation. They're trying. And then the other side, IGN gave it a 7. GameSpot gave it a 7. Digital Trends, PC Mag, PC Gamer. Do you see something here? Where did Phil brush those asses? Who did he kiss those babies? What's going on here? Stevia, I think, gave it an 8 or 7. Paris gave it a 4 out of 5. We're going to go to that one. But hey, look at the difference. These are websites here on the side. And look at all the ones with Xbox in the name. Xbox Era 97. Starfield can be summed up in one word: immense. The quality and quantity. Starfield is one of the best games of the year, which is no small feat. One of the best games in Xbox history. The who? The best game in Xbox history?
We're doing it for a shitload of money.
That's the, like, what are you talking about? Xbox history?
Who are you?
Generation on Xbox. Xbox the Ocho. Starfield is one of those games that define an era. They define an era. Holy. It defines an era. Get ready to start. This is another one. Preview of this game. Holy, just Forza. There's another preview. It defines an era.
Menus. You can look at a big map, warp to a new sector, and float around and look at a planet, maybe talk to another pedestrian ship, do a few things. Then you look at the planet with your scanner, and then you can see everywhere you can really land, or
Yes,
really
I would
what
like
the
to have a
planet has to
refund.
offer. Then you click on that, and then a loading screen, and then you're landed. Then you have to click leave ship when you're landed, and then it loads you out there briefly. You don't just hop off. So do you see, there's like a lot of barriers. The presentation, the boringness of just clicking around on a map or a scanner, all really hurts the experience. It's not as smart as it comes off initially. You know, presenting you with fuel consumption and a bunch of numbers to seem science-y. You're really just clicking on stuff, and it's a bummer. Same goes for actually scanning stuff on the planet's surface. Not the greatest thing from a fun standpoint, but yeah, speaking of planet surfaces, from that whole planet to landing sequence I mentioned, once you're out there, if you're on a randomly generated planet, you roam around what is typically a pretty ugly biome, slowly sprinting and running out of stamina, jet boosting around and checking out abandoned factories or caves that typically have a door to click on and load into what is like a typical Bethesda.
Look at his feet. What are we doing here? Like, look at him running on the mountain. Look at him running on the mountain. Look at his feet. You're telling me they can't land on gas planets? What? The dude is he's sitting inside the friggin' the
factories or
look at him
caves
running
that
up the mountain.
typically
Look at his feet.
have a door to click on.
Look at this. What is this? What?
You're my
and load
number
in.
one customer.
Look at this. Looks like you can walk on a gas planet to me.
You have me right. Con men, thieves,
Dude, what-
degenerates,
like a
lowlifes, thugs, criminals.
It just randomly generate terrain up his ass.
Bethesda dungeon, and from there you can usually blast your Bethesda
We'll get back to this guy. I gotta see
factories
more
or
of
caves
this.
that typically have a door to click on and load into what is like a typical Bethesda dungeon, and from there you can usually blast your way through and get some decent loot. It doesn't always amount to too much, and it doesn't usually have anything complex, but it does mean it feels
A few moments
Loading screen
later.
into the cave. Loading screen into the cave.
complex, but it does mean, and it doesn't usually have anything.
Listen. There were complaints about shimmying. There were complaints about God of War was shimmying to load in the next area. Shimmying. Shimmying. There were complaints about God of War and he's shimmying between rocks. Oh, the SSD is loading in the next area. He's shimmying through the rocks. We're in next generation. They shouldn't be shimmying into new areas. There's a goddamn 2-second load screen for this dude to walk into a black cave. What are we doing here? Remember the shimmying? Do you remember the shimmying? Dude is not shimmying. He basically goes to fade to black. Remember? Oh, look at Atreus. He's doing the shimmying again. SSD my ass. What do you make this? Don't tell me it's the fucking sandwiches. Don't tell me it's the sandwiches in space. Don't tell me it's the sandwiches. Goddamn friggin' they got goddamn blippy sandwiches and goddamn the friggin' the foot-long sandwiches are loading load screens. The shimmy gate. That's right. The shimmy. Oh, don't shimmy. The shimmy SSD, no. What kind of next-gen game is this? A shimmying. He's shimmying through the rocks. Let's see this shit. That's a big-ass space. Let's see.
Thing complex, but it does mean it feels like you can kind of endlessly space dungeon run. It may not.
What the hell is this? What the hell is that? Did he just like teleport into a new dude?
But it does mean it feels like you can kind of endlessly space dungeon run.
What is that?
But it does mean
Did he walk out of himself? What the hell's going on here?
Feels like you can kind of endlessly.
Oh, so the X-Hawk has the details. They're gonna add a shimmy animation. X-Hawk. They're gonna fix that. This randomly generated cave. It's the sandwiches. God damn the sandwiches. Shout out to Big JX Gamer. He goes, Jez, bro. It's over. This game ain't saving anything for Xbox. 7 out of 10 Bethesda game. Fake review scores. Fake gaming. Fake game exploration. Fake everything. This is the biggest slap in the face to gamers since Cyberpunk. You're goddamn right. Xbox dudes need a reality check. They do. I'm already seeing it, JX. Thank you so much for the super chat. Super generous. Thank you so much, man. I'm already seeing it. Well, it's fun with it. It's gonna be fun in my way. I'm gonna have some fun. Meanwhile, they're trying to shove a 95 Metacritic score, going, what are you ponies gonna do? No, dude, because shirts are available in the Gaming Grindhouse store if you want to buy them. In the search for W's, all they get are L's. Yes, I put it on a goddamn shirt that you could buy. In the search for W's, all they get are L's because they were looking at Metacritic. They were looking at the wrong things. Meanwhile, ask for the gameplay. Nobody wants to see it. Oh, I saw enough. 40 minutes. Are you kidding me? 30 minutes of Todd Howard in a brown jacket? That was more than enough for me. All fake. All fake. Dude, look at this.
Pedestrian ship, do a few things.
This
then
guy.
You look at anything complex, have anything.
No shimmy here.
Complex,
no shimmy.
But it does mean it feels like you can kind of endlessly space dungeon run. It may not be of the highest quality, and you may see some stuff repeat. Every so often, I found myself landing on a planet and seeing something cool and walking towards it and finding something totally weird. But most of the time, to me, it felt a little dull, and I preferred focusing on like the towns and the quests and activities, because the more you get into those, the better it gets. And holy shit, they give you a...
I read somewhere. Some of the missions that you do, I gotta, you know what? I gotta find this. I gotta find the mods are fixing it. Truth Decay with the 10 Canadian. He goes, mods are coming. Just wait. Just wait. Hold the line. He says, hold the line. He says, holy shit. The mods are gonna fix it. Truth Decay. It's all hope it's the truth. The mods are gonna fix it. They're gonna add shimmying to load into screens. You're gonna shimmy. You're gonna shimmy into a planet. Dude, I remember the shimmying. I'm about to flip out about that because I remember people going, "This is not a next-gen game." There's still load. He still has to shimmy between rocks. There's full-ass load screens when a guy walks into a friggin' a black hole. Now,
you're my number one customer.
I saw somewhere where the missions. I don't know if I could find it on the internet, but there's Starfield missions. This is going to be something here for the Grindhouse. I heard something about this. Listen, Grinders. Remember they said that they're part of the family now? Starfield, you're part of the Xbox family. And Matt Booty was there. And what does Booty do, everybody? What does Booty do? He delivers the coffee, right? So I found exactly. Where is it? Oh man, Grinders, this stuff writes itself.
I came looking for booty.
Booty.
I really think that Microsoft might listen to this show. I really think so. Because they make it too easy for me. They make it too goddamn easy for me. 2 creams, 1 sugar. Where is it? Where's my song? Grinders.
Xbox is hands over, it says first development. My name is Matt Booty. Here is your coffee order. 2 creams, 1 sugar.
Oh, goodness gracious. So here's a review. I don't know if you know this, but we got a review here, right? Where is it? I gotta find it. What is it? How do you find something on a page? Is it F3? How do you find a word on a page? Oh, here it is. Is it F? Not F11. What is it? How do you find something on a page? Word. Grinders, help me out here. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Control F. Got it. Grinders. They make this. Grinders. Please hit that like button. We got over 400 people here. Hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna need a shimmy emoji. I need a loading emoji, a shimmy emoji. We need the members. We need more VIPs in here so I get more emojis. I gotta do a Control F. Thank you. I got it. Grinders. This stuff writes itself, right? What does Matt Booty do? Booty oversaw Booty delivers the coffee. Grinders. That said, if you're not feeling the main story, there's a ton of interesting faction quests to hold your attention. You could join the Freestar Rangers for a Western feel of enforcing law on the frontier, or getting corporate espionage for Rougeon Industries after delivering coffee, of course. Holy shit. You deliver coffee across the universe!
Oh, this coffee smells like shit.
It is shit, Austin.
There's booty missions in Starfield. You deliver the coffee. He's like, you know what, Todd? I deliver the coffee. They got the idea because Booty showed up when they got bought by Microsoft. There's a true story because I'm an insider right here. A true story. Basically when Booty went over there and he brought his first order to Bethesda since they became part of the family. Basically, Booty was like, deliver the coffee. And Todd Howard's like, oh my God, really? You deliver coffee? He's like, yeah, that's what I do here. I just deliver the coffee and make sure nothing gets out of the way. Gets in your way. That's Bonnie. Oh, sorry, Bonnie's not here anymore. I used to deliver her coffee, but now, and then Todd Howard's like, you know what? That's a great mission to be putting in as side missions in Starfield, Booty. How about we deliver coffee across the universe? You deliver coffee. And this is not the only review that says it. There's coffee side missions to deliver coffee. To deliver coffee in the game with all the loading screens.
Xbox's hands of OSS first development. My name is Matt Booty. Here is your coffee order. 2 creams, 1 sugar.
You just made the list! This coffee smells like shit.
It is shit, Austin.
Oh, good, then it's not just me.
Crooked Vulture with the 1 VIP membership went to Corey Massey. Welcome to the VIP Grinders. Thank you. Yeah, what's coffee missions? Booty special mission. It unlocked a special booty trophy. Booty Field. Oh, man. Space Wolf got Booty Field. You're delivering coffee across the universe with all those load screens. All those load screens. Clicking on 12 seconds to get into a planet to deliver coffee. Holy shit. What are we doing here in this stuff? But now, just when I thought you've seen enough to know you've seen too much. Oh, Grinders, we got the headliner. We got the headliner tonight. I got a goddamn headliner for you. We're going to see... This is going to be almost like a Christmas episode. We're going to have the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas after Starfield's launch. That's what we're going to have here. Let's see how the hype changes as these dudes get to play the game. So, we come back to this. Paris was identified as the leader of reviewing Starfield. Listen to the hype. What this game needs to be. What this game must be. It wasn't fair to Starfield. Like, it's a decent game. There's a lot of fakeness in it and a lot of lies. It's an all right game. But this is not the game that's going. Like, they want this to be the E3 moment for Xbox, and it's not. Not with your biggest outlets of IGN. It's and them giving 7s. Both of them, GameSpot and IGN, giving it a 7. It wasn't even like one gave it a 10 and one gave it a 6, where they could kind of, dude, both of them gave 7s. The major outlets are giving this like 8s and 7s. It's Xbox the Ocho and Xbox Generation that are giving the 100s because they know that this is what this game means for Xbox. And listen to the Xcast. Listen to this. And tell me if you see how this changes. Watch. Right now, they don't have the game. This was before everybody said, I'm playing the game, but I'm on NDA. You know, when I can't talk, right? Listen.
Deal news as well. It's been kind of calm, just so you know. I don't know if you've missed out on that on vacation, but it's been nice calm over here. We haven't had to talk about that deal too much.
Thankfully, the fact that, you know, they're spinning up old Call of Duty.
We're not
UK, from the thing I read most recently, like they're still kind of talking to the regulators there and trying to, you know, get to a point where everyone's happy. But they'll get there. The last domino is going to fall, and you know.
Yeah, it's working out to possibly be a great holiday season. If this were all fall by fall into the holiday, could really ramp things up and really start off a great start to 2024, which I'm sure, you know, we've talked about it a lot. After Redfall and waiting for those dominoes to continue to fall and really need to be in place, another great domino to set up and push over and try to start the line heading into the next year, which could be big for them.
Yeah.
Forza on the way. Starfield is just 1 month away, which is crazy.
Hear what Starfield needs to be, and then hear how he's humbled in the next video.
Easy to think about. Yeah. We are right around the corner for some great games here on the Xbox ecosystem. And yeah, adding that ABK deal, let's just keep that pushing.
I really hope that Starfield is a 10 out of 10. Because, you know, not to revisit this, but you know that's the only acceptable outcome, right? Like 9 out of 10 is not going to be good enough.
Why not? 9 out of 10 is good.
I was ranting about this on my personal channel.
No, I'm saying for this game, again, it's one of those too big to fail. Like everything's riding on it. Like the hype is so high. Don't you think that it has to? Don't you think the expectations are set really, really, really high, like 10 out of 10 high?
Now, Paris, you know I've been yelling for the past couple of months now that Starfield does need to be a game of a generation because that is what we expect out of these teams. That's what they've made, right? Like Skyrim has survived for all these years and a decade now because it was a game of a generation type situation.
What about Fallout 4, though?
Fallout 4, good. Fallout 4, great.
But did it need to be a game of the generation?
Number one customer.
No, not that one. No,
that didn't. No. Now, I'm
Fallout was good, but it didn't need to be a game of the generation. This needs to be a game of the generation. You hear, right? Dude, game of the what? What I just showed you. Keep going. Wait, keep going.
I'm going to agree with Gary in this sense.
Oh, he's agreeing.
On a kind of funny scale, I think it needs to be a 5 out of 5. I do. I mean, depending on which website you go to and how they review games, I think a 9 out of 10 would be acceptable. But I think the way that we review games and the way we scale them, this should be a 5 out of 5. I think if it's 4 out of 5, okay, you know, it's a good game. You want to go play it. But to Gary's point, of all the hype, everything that people have been saying about it, coming off of that direct, obviously us talking to Todd Howard about it, I'm expecting it to be a 5 out of 5.
If it was the exact same game coming from a lesser known developer that didn't have the same pedigree and it hadn't recently just been bought by Microsoft and it wasn't so tied to, you know, the perceived fortunes of the entire Xbox platform, it would be a different proposition. But it's not. It is all of those things. And so it is going to be held to a higher standard.
And to be clear on that, I'm personally expecting there's going to be some bugs. I don't care how much they've QA'd this, which I'm sure has been extensive.
It's worse than the bugs.
The game is just so big that there's going to be some bugs. But as long as they're not game breaking, I'm losing my save progress, I can't continue type of bugs. I mean, it's probably going to be acceptable on this scale.
I mean, you know, as long as it's not Cyberpunk.
All right, so you hear the expectation. They're going to be some bugs. So they're already kind of fluffing their feathers. They're fluffing their pillows a little bit. They're fluffing. Before we get to the Ghost of Christmas, I'm playing the game, Ghost of Christmas Present. This is the Ghost of Christmas Past. Ebenezer Phil. This is the Ghost of Christmas Past video. You hear the hype and what everybody was talking, what this needs to be. Not game of the year, game of the generation, Wild Wolf. Exactly, the generation. Let me get awesome JX Gamer, baby. JX Gaming 78. He goes, wait for the day when Xbox gets sued for paying influencers and reviewers. Fans make fake websites just to make Xbox games look better than they really are. True, true. You saw anything with Xbox and it gave it anything a 9+, right? Now, thank you so much, JX Gamer. Now we're gonna go. Let's go to bugs aren't the problems. Remember when Redfall, there was an issue because Redfall had the 30 frames and not at launch. That was an issue. That was the least of Redfall's issues. Actually, the biggest problem with Redfall was the park benches because the vampires couldn't get around them. There were huge issues with Redfall that the frames per second was not even the issue. They thought the bugs were going to hurt this game. No. We'll see when we go visit the Ghost of Christmas Present and Ghost of Christmas Future. We're going to listen to Ghost of Christmas Present. Here we go. Next video. Let's see what happens. Let's hear the tone. I'm going to hear how the tone changes now. Because,
believe it or not,
now, that was before they had the game. Now we're in the stage of they have the game, both him and the other guy, and the guy with the Hawaiian shirt on. And now they're under NDA. Let's hear how they kind of wheel it in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Thrifty, what's up? Thank you so much for the 5. Thrifty, PS Game. Yo, check out Thrifty's video last night, man.
#1 customer.
Awesome video. Salty was there. Thrifty, great show on there. He said, didn't Phil say Starfield was start of the big games hitting for them? Yeah. Get ready. Forza's going to be another one. They're missing license plates in Forza. Holy shit. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. He knows what's coming. El Nini, VIP Grinder, says, I'm just going to let him say it.
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer, baby, let's go! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh, that cuts off.
You're my #1
Thank you,
customer.
El Nini. Yes, I needed one of those. So they got it in their possession, right? Let's hear a little bit more how they're wheeling it in a little bit. Let's hear this one.
It's actually just a testament to what Todd Howard and his team has been doing for so many years that
He's
here's
getting
this
less and
built
less
up
clothes on.
anticipation for this game. And yeah, I just think the community is just ready to explode either way.
Dude, pause. Community. Who's exploding, dude? And why does this guy look like they pulled him off the beach?
Bethesda, if I were Xbox, I would have marketed it much less. I think it's better to underpromise and overdeliver than the other way around. Like, again, the reason I asked the question is the community is Bethesda. One way or another, the bar is set super, super high, right? Like, this
dude, he's saying the bar is set super, super high. He wants them to market less. Dude, you're on an Xbox podcast. You know all they do is talk, over-promise, and under-deliver. He's wearing his clown shirt. That's Anthony Dixon. Wait, Anthony, I'll pull that one in. Don't worry. I'll go pull that one in. This guy, he's saying they should have marketed marketed less, right? Oh my God, now they should have marketed less. Under promise and over deliver. Dude, you're on an Xbox podcast. It's been the opposite, dude. They've been talking too much and under delivering. They over promise and under deliver, dude. I don't know what world you live in. You shouldn't be on an Xbox podcast. But wait, hear about the bar. You heard him talk in the previous video about this has to be a 10. You're the one that's setting the limbo bar. Let's hear what he talks about it now.
This is one of the biggest game releases of the year. So they have to hit that bar. If the game, I think we talked about this on a previous, if the game comes out and it's merely excellent or really, really good, that's not going to be good enough for a lot of people because the hype is like set it as like this is the game of the generation, game of the year. A lot of people are thinking that. And so it has to come in and meet that because otherwise you fall prey to like the classic media cycle of building something up just so you can chop it down and get another news cycle out of it. So like, oh, Starfield's going to be the biggest game ever. Let's say, and again, I can't say anything, but let's say the game comes out and in any way underwhelms or underperforms, the media are going to fucking love that because that's a whole new news cycle of Starfield disappoints or whatever it's going to be. So like, it's dangerous, I think, to overhype a game, but to some degree, you can only control it so much, right? If the community is going to decide that it's the biggest game of the year, regardless of what you say, that's the expectation. It's the same with every Nintendo Direct.
Now bring Nintendo. This guy brings it. Dude, do you hear what I'm hearing? Do you hear what I'm hearing? Step right up. We got the clown. 3-ring circus. Come over here. Here is the bearded lady. Here is the dude that hyped up stuff and now says he's not hyping up anymore. It's foolish to hype up things. Step right up. Come get a signature from this dude with the pale ass arms. He needs a new Xbox tattoo right on his arm. Send this man to FanFest, please. Please. Do you hear? Here we go. Where is it? Anthony Dixon, shout out to him, super chat. What are we doing here? What are we doing here with this? You hear what he just said? It's not fair. You can't really hype it up. Dude, what did you just say?
Be acceptable, but I think
now that start
not to revisit this, but that's the only acceptable outcome, right? Like 9 out of 10 is not going to be good enough.
Why not?
9 out of 10 is good.
I was ranting about this.
I'm saying for this game.
Hello?
Yeah, again, it's one of those too big to fail. Like
it sounds like you're setting the bar right now.
Everything's riding on it. Like the hype is so high. Don't you think that it has to? Don't you think the expectations are set real?
Yeah, and now look what he says now. Because guess what? You hear what he said, Grinder? So you got to listen real cautious. You got to listen. He says, I can't say much right now. Dude played the trash that it is. The dude has played the trash. He knew that they were going to shit on this game because the game is not the 10 out of 10 it needed to be. You heard. It's mid. You hear him right here.
Underperforms. The media are going to fucking love that. That's a whole new news.
Oh, it's a media and a news cycle, he said. What happened? Hear what he says.
To like the classic media cycle of building something up. Releases of the year. So they have to hit that bar.
Listen, they weren't even, dude, this is hilarious. They weren't even talking about Starfield, and this guy just looks to the camera and goes, Starfield's got to be a 10 out of 10. Like, look, they weren't even talking about Starfield. Watch them.
Digital copies or whatever, because we
They're
would love to
talking
see
about
those
reviews.
come back and
Listen,
Activision
he just
confirm.
comes out of the blue and he's like, Starfield's got to be a 10 out of 10.
Season. If this were all fall by fall into the holiday, could really ramp things up.
They're
and
talking
really
about
start
ABK.
Off a great
Look how he
start
changes the
to
topic.
2024,
Who's
which
setting
I'm
the bar?
sure,
Who's setting the bar?
Talked about it a lot after Redfall and waiting for those dominoes to continue to fall and really need to be in place. Another great domino to set up and push over and try to start the line heading into the next year, which could be big for them.
Yeah.
Forza on the way. Starfield is just
right
1 month away, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah.
We are right around the corner for some great games here on the Xbox ecosystem. And yeah, adding that ABK deal, let's just keep that.
I really hope that Starfield is a 10 out of 10.
Are we starting a therapy session right now? He just comes out the blue and like, I really hope so. And then he goes on this whole tirade about it has to be. It has to be.
Because, not to revisit this, but that's the only acceptable outcome, right? Like,
and now listen to what he says.
The game, I think we talked about this on a previous, if the game comes out and it's merely excellent or really, really good, that's not going to be good enough for a lot of people because the hype has set it as like, this is the game of the generation, game of the year. A lot of people are thinking that. And so it has to come in and meet that, because otherwise you fall prey to like the classic media cycle of building something up just so you can chop it down and get another news cycle.
Where's this coming from?
Cloud of it. So
now hear what he says.
Starfield's going to be the biggest game ever. Let's say, and again, I can't say anything, but let's say the game.
There you go. Right there. He played the mediocre shit that the game is. All the load screens, what it is. He's playing it because he says here, I can't say anything. Right here.
Like, Starfield's going to be the biggest game ever. Let's say, and again, I can't say anything, but let's say the game comes out and in any way underwhelms or underperforms. The media.
Oh, really? Oh, we're changing our tune now. Now that you played the game now and you're under NDA, now all of a sudden it's like, well, if this game comes out and it's not real. Oh, really? Waiting for, right? He's the one who set that expectation in the previous episode, right? Ghost of Christmas Present is really smacking you in the face, right? I can't say good. You played it.
performs, the media are going to fucking love that. That's a whole new news cycle of Starfield disappoints or whatever it's going to be. So, like, it's dangerous, I think, to overhype a game. But to some degree, you can only control it so much, right? If the community is going to decide that it's the biggest game of the year, regardless of what you say, that's the expectation. It's the same with every Nintendo Direct. Everyone goes, oh, Nintendo Direct's going to be the best.
Don't bring Nintendo into this, clown. You're the one that just sat there and was like, Starfield's got to be a 10. It has to be. It's this company. It's holding Xbox. And now all of a sudden it's like, I can't say anything, but you know, the media is going to do the cycle. If they're going to shit on the game, it's not going to be the best. That's right, because you played it. Because hear what he says. Hear what the other guy says.
It's 7.8, showing the customers why of hardware, that now is the time for it to start moving forward and showing the customers why it's got to be
like
there.
I said.
And we haven't been there yet. And I think everybody looks at Bethesda, like Paris has always said, right? $7.8 billion for this acquisition, right?
Yep.
This is the first true Xbox exclusive title from that team.
You know, too happy.
Bethesda's 25 years in the making. Xbox needs a win. I think it just starts to build up into the hype where no matter what, this game was going to get that regardless because they need a win. They got to prove to
I think, you know, and obviously not to get ourselves, you know, delving too much into Starfield, because I think a lot of what you were just saying, Gary, you know, we can answer next week, right?
Yes.
Either way on what it's going to be.
They're playing.
But I don't know if you saw what Phil Spencer, because he was doing the.
Yeah. Phil Spencer, where is he? Phil Spencer! He said Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer! Phil Spencer!
He said Phil Spencer. Remember what Phil Spencer said? Remember what Phil Spencer said? That's the Ghost of Christmas Present. They're playing the game. You see how humble all of a sudden. On our scale, this has to be a 5 out of 5. You see. Now they're like, well, the hype is just, it's too much. The hype is not going to make it. The media is going to go through the media cycle. You see how the goalpost is moving. You see how all of a sudden, before they had the game, they were eating up everybody else. 95 Metacritic. This has to be a 10 out of 10. Now all of a sudden, they're like, guys, it's not fair. Some people believe this game is really hyped up, and now all of a sudden, they're going to see the media. Please. You see it, right? But wait. Mary, come stop torturing now. This is the Gaming Grindhouse. Guess what? I'm not done. Because we have yet to gone to the Ghost of Christmas future. When the reviews are out. Now that they offer the NDA, let's go to the future. We're not done yet. Let's hear about the reviews. And here we are. The Ghost of Christmas future. Ebenezer Phil and Chocolate Starfish. Before, super hyped game of the generation. Now, it's not fair. If the media is going to rip it, if they find out, I can't say too much, but you know, there's shit in this game. This game sucks. There's problems. Here we go. We're not done yet in our Christmas carol of Starfield. The Ghost of Christmas Present. Here we go. Here we go. Roll the tapes. Let's hear what this guy has to say about his review.
I am playing this game like I am playing Animal Crossing, or I am playing this game like I'm playing Doom, or I'm playing this game like I'm playing No Man's Sky, and I think people are going to really have to pick and choose how they play the game to get the maximized amount of fun with it.
Oh, hear this
one. It kind
one.
of makes me want to play through it again just to get that experience.
Wait, we're not done.
Completely agree, and that's the whole thing.
Here we
it's
go.
Like
Listen.
pick a lane.
Chocolate
and
Starfield.
Just basically live out that role-playing
Chocolate
fantasy of whatever it is you're going to do. Like, I can't wait a month or two from now to see some of the crazy ship builds.
Oh,
that are
now
gonna
we're
come
doing
out of it.
ship
Like, I'm not
builds,
talented
mods.
enough, smart enough to do it, but there's people out there that are going to just
Look, they're
dedicate
leaving.
all their time and energy to building.
No.
these outlandish ships.
Let's go to this dude's review.
Not enough.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not something everybody's really looking forward to seeing in his review from IGN that want to do either. Not everyone's going. And again, this is where I
Here we
give
go.
Dan credit, because he is true. in
Dan,
his
he's talking
review
about
from
IGN, who gave a
that
7.
There is a slow burn early on to this game, and then it starts to open up, and you start to do all these things.
I finished
this.
the main quest with such a good taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Right. And like for the first, if you're in the Kind of Funny office during my first 20 hours, of
I
this
just saw
game,
the slacks, and I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, uh-oh.
My first 20 hours of the game, when I tell you that I was livid by some of the choices they made in this game. And I think, you know, I know the internet and chat and like comments or whatever are probably going to like take that in a certain way and be like, oh, you just didn't do that. You guys most of you guys are gonna have the same fucking experience. Where the first 10 hours, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, why is this game this way? But there is a turning point, and that's how I kind of landed on a 3, right? Where originally I was like, fuck, this might be a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
There's no way Bethesda's making a 2 out of 5 game. There was a turning point where toward the end of the game, I had certain experiences with certain side quests, certain like even shipbuilding. I found myself actually starting to fall in love with shipbuilding. That and then the main quest, all that stuff left me with such a good taste where I'm like, okay, no, there's something special here. It's just there's a balance here of a lot of stuff. Like I said, Bethesda jank, quality of life, weird decisions, weird varying levels of writing quality, stuff like that. That is alongside, like so many different things to do in a scope that is truly impressive and a world that if you allow yourself to fall into the world, there's a lot of fun to be had.
100%. And one last.
That don't sound like game of the generation. Did he just say 20 hours? And then it picks up?
Yeah, like so many different
He had a 2 out of 5, he said. And then he said, Bethesda can't have a 2 out of 5. So he gave it a 3.
Not enough.
Paris gave it a 4 out of 5.
I was like, uh-oh.
My first 20 hours of the game, when I tell you that I was livid by some of the choices they made in this game. And I think...
And look at him agreeing! Look at him agreeing. The first 20 hours, he was livid.
I know the internet and chat and like comments or whatever are probably going to like take that in a certain way.
Going
and be
into
like,
space.
Oh, you just didn't do that. You guys most of you guys are going to have the same fucking experience.
Most of you guys.
For the first 10 hours, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, why is this game this way? But there is.
And Paris said true. 10 to 20 hours, you're gonna be like, what? Who's gonna slog through 10 to 20 hours of a game going, what the fuck? The guy had a 2 out of 5, he said.
There's a turning point, and that's how I kind of landed on a 3, right? Where originally I was like, fuck, this might be a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
There's no way.
What happened? We went. The Ghost of Christmas Past told us the game of the generation. This is what it needs to be. This is it. This brings Xbox back. Then when they stopped playing it, they realized maybe that expectation was a little too much. Now when they're reviewing it, they're like, the first 20 hours, I had a 2 out of 5 out of here. But then I was like, I saw some ships and I made one the shape of a penis. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Couple of balls on the side there. This ship looks like a nice penis in the sky. That sounds great. Let's go do this. All right, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 for the penis rocket ship that I just built. 10 to 20 hours. You see? And look at Paris agreeing. He agreed.
Game. And then
I finished the main quest with such a good taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Right. And like for the first, if you were in the Kind of Funny office during my first 20 hours of
I
this
just
game,
saw the slacks and I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, uh-oh.
My first 20 hours of the game, when I tell you that I was livid by some of the choices they made in this game. And I think, I know the internet and chat and like comments or whatever are probably going to like take that in a certain way and be like, oh, you just didn't do that. You guys most of you guys are gonna have the same fucking experience. For the first 10 hours, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, why is this game this way? But there is a turning point, and that's how I kind of landed on a 3, right? Where originally I was like, fuck, this might be a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
There's no way Bethesda's making a 2 out of 5 game. There was a
Why? Bethesda's not making a 2 out of 5 game. So how are them apples? What do you think? Now that I've shown you the Ghost of Christmas Past, Present, and Future, game of the generation, this what it needed to be? 20 hours? What am I doing here? Loading screens? And we're not done. This game has yet to be played by myself. Oh, yes. We'll be playing this game on the Grindhouse. And that will be a show you won't want to miss. This might be a 2 out of 5, but Bethesda can't do 2 out of 5, right? Well, let's give it a 3 because I built some ships. And exactly, Ace, there's so much stuff coming out this year. There's so much. There's so many great games that are out there. And we're not even done. We're not even hitting October yet. Who's messing in 20 hours of this game? Listen, this game is going to be great for the PC Bethesda fans that love Bethesda games and want to explore it like they do Fallout 4. They will. But hopefully I'll get it tomorrow. I supposedly get it tomorrow. But we'll see. I'll definitely put it out there. Dude, I'm just going to play it just like I did Redfall. Froggy, I didn't do any modding when the vampire couldn't get around the picnic table. That was captured right here on the Gaming Grindhouse. That wasn't biased. That was the vampire could not conquer the picnic table. Go back and watch the tapes. I didn't do anything. I just played the game. And I'm already showing you the loading screens. So we'll visit those and see how those work. Twisted Sig with a 5. He goes, man, I've never seen more disappointing space exploration in my life. How the hell does No Man's Sky do that better while Starfield can't? What the hell? Yeah, exactly. And when you saw that side by side and people are like, don't compare it to No Man's Sky. No, that's easy for you to say don't compare it to No Man's Sky. You should, because this game needed to start where No Man's Sky
You're my number one customer
ended. And it didn't. It didn't at all. It regressed. Like everything else coming out of Xbox. I thought Microsoft money, right? Big money. Bethesda, $7 billion. You got the studios, Phil Spencer. And remember the big meeting they had sitting around talking about it? He was 20 hours in and gave it a 2 out of 5, but then he gave it a 3 out of 5 because he built some ships. Listen, yeah. It's a slow burn. And Paris, who gave it a 4 out of 5, says that. The loading screens, the inventory, the game doesn't gel. The exploration, the stuff that you get ready. The Todd Howard sizzle reel, tell me lies. Dude, you could fly everywhere. You could land in anything. It's all loading screens, all cut. And I said there was suspects, dude. It was all sus with all the shit that was going on. Look, you want to see some more? Like, look, this game is yet to be in the public. Look at this stuff. This was the stuff that they were trying to stop this year. Like, look at these things. And then we have the bugs.
You play. All of this is compounded with bugs and broken quests that are mostly concentrated in the late hours of the game. It's clear that they focus
Where's she going?
on the first 20 you play. All of this is compounded
Guns,
with bugs and broken quests that
guns and broken quests. There's the Bethesda charm for you. The lady teleporting down into the spaceship. This is what it's become. I thought Microsoft was better. I thought this was supposed to be this is what it was, dude. And then wait, we got performance. You want to see another thing? Yeah, look.
Management appears to be a key area for the engine and team to improve on. Some areas within that performance level, with a mix of procedural and tailored creation, assets and objects streaming in, such as when you land on planets being the most obvious but short-lived, causing 300 milliseconds at worst pauses as the data is loaded in ready to use. These are brief, and once loaded into RAM, normal service resumes. These also crop up during combat or exploration of bigger cities, causing brief stutter from time to time that can see the FPS into the mid-20s at worst. Again, all short-lived and point to some areas of streaming which were likely on a patch list for the team. Staying with performance of a different kind, though, is my first negative with the game, and one I had hoped would have been resolved, or at the very least, significantly mitigated with the fast SSDs and memory increase in these consoles.
Look at this, though. And this is something I wanted to touch on, too. Like, look at this.
You just made the list!
Can you tell me which one is the most powerful machines that eat monsters for breakfast? Intersystem VIP gave it a VIP membership. Who did he give it to? Sinister got the VIP membership. Thank you again. Thank you so much. But can you tell me which one's the most powerful console? Can you see? This is the S and the X. Good Lord, no. Yeah, good Lord, no. It looks hard. It looks hard. That's what I mean. Like, streaming-wise, this game does not look very appealing. It looks dull and boring and loading screens. It's not going to be a good streaming It's not going to be streamable. Like, people are going to be streaming this just to check out stuff, and it's going to be the entertainer of the stream, I guess, because the gameplay is very dull. It's Fernando. This bootleg. Dude, we had bootleg Joel. This is Fernando's bootleg. Holy shit. Fernando bootleg. Fernando bootleg. This is the bootleg of Fernando. Holy jeez, this is bootleg. This is the most powerful console in the world. So let's go look at something. Let's go look at something here. Right now. Let's go look at this. Here's a little bit of interesting news right here. Not that one. We got it right. Ooh.
You're my #1 customer.
Oh, I had it. Hold on. Let me read the super chat. I'll get it to you. I want this on the screen here. Let's see. Let me read the super chat here. Thank you again. Let me get this. Hold on. Copy. Oh, here, I'll share it. And I'm going to share this here to send this to Mark's here. Let me get the super chat here. Game 9123, he goes, with the 10, thank you so much. He goes, I find it funny that after all the predictions of the game of the generation from Xbox, and 87 based on the Series X score is all they can get. Definitely not bad, but they sure made fun of other games. Oh yeah, they called Horizon a flop. They called Final Fantasy a flop. They did all this stuff. They said about the shimmying, dude. Bootleg Joel, with all those bootleg Joels in the chat. It doesn't look very well. Here's another thing. I was just showing you about the X and the S. You got to hold your seats, grinders. Hit that like button. Over 450 people here. We got, hey. Oh, hit that like button. Look at this. Who gives you the tapes? It does look dull. That's what I mean. It's not going to look extreme. It's all loading. Like, yeah, even No Man's Sky, that, like, you could zoom in. You're flying into the planet, flying out, flying around. Like, dude, at least that's engaging to a person that's streaming it. But this game with the load screen, people are going to just be like, what the hell? When this thing got streamed, dude. And it's your Bethesda diehard. There's a whole group of they're not even Xbox fans. They are just trying to jump on the Bethesda bandwagon. Half of them don't even play Bethesda games. But they love their Bethesda. There's diehard Todd Howard Bethesda groupies. Those are the people. Right? Oh, yeah, Kyle, let me get to that. I that was the other part I wanted to show, too. I'll get that. But talking about the X and the S, right? Texture detail between the X and the S typically looks similar. The direct matchups in the same spots are at close range. I couldn't spot an obvious difference between the two platforms, the Series X and S, both receiving very detailed artwork. At a distance, there do seem to be some differences. The X using better MIP maps than the S, though there isn't especially noticeable. Here it is. Textures at oblique angles also resolve more detail on the X, though this could be just a product of resolution differences between the games. Even the Series X can still look a bit blurry here. This game is not even the visual spectacle it needed to be on the Series X. It looks similar to the S. Dude, this should blow the S out of the water. What are you talking about? It looks like the S. With the texture detail is the similar? Where are the 4K textures? The most powerful machine in the world, owned by Xbox. You owned $7 billion of Bethesda. You shipped them. You brought the Xbox to them. And the X looks similar to the S? With blurry, similar textures? No obvious differences? In a game looking like that with bootleg Fernando? We got a bootleg Fernando. Fernando was the bootleg of Joel. We got a new bootleg Fernando here. Goddamn bootleg Fernando. We got. I can't believe it. We got bootleg Fernando in here. I got to do a new photo of him. A bootleg Fernando. And now there was one other thing, though. And we're going to bring this home right here. Right here. We're gonna bring this in. We got the last tape. Back to this video. Because you heard he said a 2 out of 5. The first 20 hours in, 10 hours in. And Paris was agreeing with him. Well, let's hear what Paris has to say right here at the 24 mark.
But I had that, and then also I had a how I am playing.
And where just in.
You heard all this, right? We heard this. But hear this.
The beauty of going back and continuing to play and just seeing what you find.
Oh, yeah. So my last question.
So this question. Now, we heard a 2 out of 5, 20 hours to get into the game, a bad taste in my mouth. I made some ships. Listen to this and tell me if this makes sense. Please, somebody make this make sense.
On this topic of Starfield for the reviews, is Starfield the Xbox exclusive that Xbox needs? Does this feel like the beginning of the dominoes falling?
It does. And that's, again, I'm obviously on an Xbox podcast. This is the W that they needed. I think those Metacritic scores we saw were about what I expected, and I think that's fine. But this was the game that they can start building towards the future around. They can use this as, hey, this is the starting point of this is the new Xbox. This is the next generation of Xbox games. This is the type of quality experiences that you should expect from us moving forward.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
no. Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. 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 Hold on.
Okay.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh, no.
Holy Spirit,
Oh, no.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate. Activate.
Means when I think about Xbox, I'm going to think about quality games. We have work to do there. We haven't done our best work over the last few years with our first-party output.
That's always been a hit on the.
Is this the same interview? Like, it was this done like after? Are you kidding me? This is the double. Like, listen to this. I gotta play this again because I'm in shock.
Station and the robot, like the Vasco robots, a bunch of them took this over. Starfield is
lead reviewer at.
All right.
Awesome. So, Paris, I want to lead off with this.
Sure.
What
of pointing you in the direction of where to go and things to do, like simple things, like where do I go get ammo?
Why isn't there a local map for the planets, the cities I'm in? I just need to know what stores to get to.
Exactly. The things very well. There's some things, not so much.
What holds it back from being a 5?
The inventory system, not great.
No.
That needs to be refined. It needs a complete.
In an RPG from Bethesda, an inventory system where you could load all the sandwiches in the world, their inventory system is not good. Isn't that a critical point of an RPG game, right? Not even an exploration game. An inventory system is critical to an RPG, especially a Bethesda one where they physically track all the sandwiches. How is that? No map.
Overhaul. The game also suffers.
He says that it needs an overhaul with the inventory. You think that don't sound like a good RPG, right?
I think just from a narration and UI standpoint of pointing you in the direction of where to go and things to do, like simple things, like where do I go get ammo?
Why isn't there a local map for the planets, the cities I'm in? I just need to know what stores to get to.
Exactly. But this is a game that you want to play. You will want to immerse yourself in. But that's the beauty of Starfield is it's your journey. You
make your own fun. Oh, Jesus, where did I hear that before?
Sir, do we get to win this time?
Inventory, no map in the towns. And you're telling me, what do? You open up the door and wait 2 seconds for a loading screen each door to find out if that's the place where you go buy tools? You have no map to know where to go. What are you doing? You open up doors and loading screens trying to figure out where to go? That's the game? Oh, man. Oh, no. This don't sound good at all.
Oh, no! We suck again!
Okay, let's just go.
And then he goes back.
Starfield is a game that I think I could see myself coming back and determine what your skills are, right? And so if you do nodding along.
Was an abandoned, want to immersion station. And with all these different plans.
You know, I think toward the end of the year, maybe do that. Or if you want to determine what your skills are playing this game, like I'm playing Doom, or
creating their own resources, creating their own.
Wait.
I finished the main quest.
Here we go. I want
with
to hear this.
Such a good taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
like for the first, if you were in the Kind of Funny office,
2 out of 5.
during my first 20 hours of
I
this
just saw
game,
the slacks and I was like,
First 20 hours.
I was like, uh-oh.
my first 20 hours of the game, when I tell you that I was livid by some of the choices they made in this game. And I think,
And look, he's laughing and agreeing with him.
you know, I know the internet and chat and like comments or whatever
Look.
are probably going to like take that in a certain way and be like, oh, you just didn't do this. You guys are, most of you guys are gonna have the same fucking experience.
Yeah.
For the first 10 hours, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, why is this game this way? But there is a turning point, and that's how I kind of landed on a 3, right? Where originally I was like, fuck, this might be a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
There's no way but
2 out of 5, right? And now
Did do starts
yeah, like so many different things.
so minor 2 hours going through this whole quest.
Is Starfield the
And now we come to this.
Xbox exclusive that Xbox needs? Does this
Yes.
feel like the beginning of the
It
dominoes
does.
falling?
It does. And that's again, I'm obviously on an Xbox podcast.
which I don't know how I don't know how that pertains to that question. I'm on an Xbox podcast. So what, you're not allowed to say this is not going to help Xbox? Like, you can't say that? I don't know how that pertains to this. But anyway.
This is the W that they needed. I think those Metacritic scores we saw were about what I expected, and I think that's fine. But this was the game.
Now it's fine. Let's go back to the Ghost of Christmas Past. The Metacritic scores of 7. He agreed with the guy who gave it a 7. He didn't disagree with Dan, who gave it a 7 at IGN. He agreed with him. And that's about what I want. Let's go back to Ghost of Christmas Past.
About future plans, and then
And they're talking to the Starfield.
5.
Not to revisit this, but you know that's the only acceptable outcome, right? Like 9 out of 10 is not going to be good enough.
Why not?
9 out of 10 is good. 9 out of 10
I
is
was
good.
ranting about this on
No,
my
I'm saying
personal
for
channel.
this game,
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those too big to fail. Like everything's riding on it. Like the hype is so high. Don't you think that it has to? Don't you think the expectations are set really, really, really high? Like 10 out of 10 high?
Now, Paris, you know I've been yelling for the past couple of months now that Starfield does need to be a game of a generation because that is what we expect out of these
play it right
teams.
after it.
That's what they've made, right? Like Skyrim has survived for all these years and a decade now because it was a game of a generation type situation.
What about Fallout 4 though?
Fallout 4? Good. Fallout 4, great.
But
Fallout
did
4?
it need to be a game of the generation, Mike?
No, not that one.
No, that didn't. No. Now, I'm going to agree with Gary in this sense. On a Kind of Funny scale, I think it needs to be a 5 out of 5. I do. I mean, depending on which website you go to and how they review games, I think a 9 out of 10 would be acceptable. But I think the way that we review games and the way we scale them, this should be a 5 out of 5. I think if it's 4 out of 5, okay, you know, it's a good game. You want to go play it. But to Gary's point, of all the hype, everything that people have been saying about it, coming off of that direct, obviously us talking to Todd Howard about it, I'm expecting it to be a 5 out of 5.
If it was the exact same game coming,
again, I'm obviously on an Xbox podcast. This is the W that they needed. I think those Metacritic scores we saw were about what I expected, and I think that's fine. But this was the game that they can start building towards the future around. They can use this as, hey, this is the starting point of this is the new Xbox. This is the next generation of Xbox games. This is the type of quality experiences that you should expect from us moving forward.
Yeah. And then, you know what? Just as a prelude, they are preparing everybody for the step forward in our good old where is it? And we're already starting to see how Starfield is a jumping off point. So, preview for Forza, which is another game that has not been shown to the public properly and hiding gameplay and races. Another one that had people play it here, but they can't talk about till September 11th. So, another game. This is what they're jumping off on. Here's your Forza versus GT7. Enjoy. There it is. So, it's just amazing on how the standard had to be. This had to be a 10 out of 10. Not even a 9 out of 10 will be okay. Dude is looking at friggin' agreeing with 7 out of 10s from IGN, going, yeah, this is where I thought it was going to be. Yeah, this is a W fact. Listen, coming off of Starfield, anything would have been a W for Xbox when you have the bar so low. You don't think it's I don't know. I don't know. There have been a couple. There's been a couple of comparisons here. We'll see. I'm holding off for Forza. I'm holding off. But there are a lot of comparisons here. And this is not a Forza show, but not yet. There's your Forza. And there's GT7. So we will wait to see. But that's another game that's being hidden. Just like Starfield was. And probably will be exposed and compared to GT7. But again, a starting point, anything above 0 is better. And Starfield will be played, right? Starfield will be played by the Bethesda fans. Will it make people go buy an Xbox? Not with those scores. They're all over the place. This is not a must play. It doesn't attract people who are not interested in that game. And the problem is that it doesn't look very appealing. There's a lot of wasted time, load screens, monotony, not very exciting, engaging gameplay that even if somebody was interested in watch a streamer play, may not want to go buy and play this game yet. So that there's a lot of things going against it, especially when the guy's like 10 to 20 hours to really find out that 10 to 20 hours. What? I heard that before. That sounds like a waste of time. So we will see where it is, but I can tell you, I never believed one game, and this is we're going to end on a positive note here. I never believed one game could fix Xbox because the hole that Phil dug himself in, listen, we had full years with no games. 2020, 2022, no shows for them. One game was not going to put them back on the map. They want to try to make this the W and then we move on. Xbox is back. No. They have dug themselves in such a hole. They have put themselves in such a failed state of sales, of being aware that they're buying whole-ass publishers to stay relevant. The power of the Xbox has yet to be demonstrated, and Starfield was supposed to be that game, and it doesn't demonstrate the power of the machine. It looks like the S, they said. Halo was a flop. Even though it reviewed well, they couldn't keep the service going and failed the single player. No story elements. Halo's like, it's horrible. Who knows what happens to Gears without Rod Ferguson there? Who knows? Perfect Help, Fable, who knows? All smoke and mirrors. And then when the games come out, this game was delayed a year. It should have been optimized for the Xbox. That's what the year should have been. Optimizing load screens and quick resume and all the features of the next-gen console, and it didn't. One game shouldn't be holding that kind of weight. This game, Starfield, didn't need the weight of the sins of Xbox to carry itself. This game just needed to be a good game. And I think for Bethesda, with just Bethesda themselves, they could look at this game and be, yep, we did well. But as a representation for Xbox and what it meant to try to do this, no way. This game was not going to do it. It never was. It needed to be lights out, and it's not. It's a decent game to try out. Try it on Game Pass. And you could see the reviews. They're like, it's a decent game. It's not this 90-something that people wanted to shove in everybody's face on Twitter. 95, 91s, 92s. They thought it was going to come in with Nintendo numbers. It didn't. But it's a decent game. But it never was worth the $70 billion. PC will carry it. Exactly, Ryan. PC and modders will do it. And if you like Redfall, fine. But it doesn't do anything for the brand of Xbox and the message that Phil Spencer just doesn't shut up about. And when they sit there on their interviews and talk about this stuff, what they're hyping up doesn't come out. And you could go back, and we probably will, go back to tons of tapes on just what they talked about Starfield, what he said, and look at what has happened with it, just like with every other Bethesda game. But this game, it was unfairly brought into the Microsoft hellhole. Phil Spencer needed to do something because Halo didn't do well, and he said, let's buy Bethesda to stay in the news. And Bethesda was hurting. I think this game...
You're my number one customer.
I'm going to give you a grindhouse message here. I think if this game came out and it was just Bethesda and they weren't owned by Microsoft, I think this would have been a good W for Bethesda coming off of Fallout 76 and probably Redfall. Who knows that even would exist then. But I think this would have been good for the studio. But the fact that they got the sins in the black hole of Xbox and Microsoft, like he said, if this was another studio making this game, or it wasn't part of this Xbox 7 acquisition season, $7 billion, Xbox needs a game, they haven't released games, they delayed it, all that drama, all that black hole, they can't. This was never going to crawl out of that. And that's the issue. But as Bethesda by themselves, if they were just fine saying, hey, we need Starfield to help Bethesda, this would have helped Bethesda. Glitches and all. But for Xbox, nah. And I'm saying, even if this game was 11 out of 10, like Phil said, even if it's Starfield's 11 out of 10, it's not going to move consoles. He said it. And it's not even 11 out of 10. It's a freaking 8, and I think it's going to be an 8.5 when it's said and done. Because, again, these are the day one reviews. These are the people they handpicked. We have yet to see the other ones coming in. And, the honeymoon period is going to be over. These were the hype reels. And the highest you got is an 87 right now with 50 reviews. Let's wait for the other 20, 30 to come rolling in and see where it sits. I don't think it's going up that much. I think it's going to sit around 8, 10. But we got the super chat here. JX Gaming again, baby. He goes, Sony needs to have their feet kept towards the fire or they'll turn out just like Xbox. They're too silent and need to communicate. For your information, Sony, nobody wants a shitty live service games. I agree. Sony has had Xbox on the ropes and actually in the crowd, in the parking lot. They could easily just suck up the news. And I don't know what the hell they're doing. And I grinded my gears about them this morning, about just raising prices for no reason and leading with Saints Row. It's like, what? But go watch that video. I agree. Sony needs to come out now. Now that Starfield's done, once Starfield comes out next week, I think Sony starts its Spider-Man promo and just starts rolling out what the hell they're going to be doing this holiday and next year. And don't stop. Because guess what? What's after Starfield, everybody? Here we go again. After Halo Infinite, there was nothing for 2022. Starfield was the biggest game for Xbox, they said. Listen, there is nothing else in Xbox's portfolio that will have the weight of Starfield. Not even Call of Duty because it's not exclusive. Starfield is the biggest game they have. So if this is not doing it, just like Halo didn't do it, Perfect Dark, Fable, whenever those come out, on the level of a Bethesda game, a Starfield game, nah, man. That's what I mean. What matches up to the level of hype of Starfield? Perfect Dark? No. So what's next for Xbox? And that's where Sony comes in and says, guys, here's Wolverine. Here's a Santa Monica's new game. Here's Studio Ben's new game. Oh, yeah, we got these service games. Here's Naughty Dog's new game. And Sony goes bonkers. Because those games, they have yet to even show. And Microsoft already shot their biggest things that they have. Halo and now Starfield. Perfect Dark, even Fable, they're not going to have that. Then I got to wait. Maybe Fable, a little hype, but again, Fable, who remembers Fable except some old school diehard fans? But what's left? That's why I said one game was not going to do it. Avowed. You saw what that looked like, right, Mary? Like, right, Delta? Avowed. You saw that gameplay. That looked atrocious. People stopped talking about it after they showed it. What are we doing? We will see. But yeah, screw those. And that's the thing. Sony subscription service, it's not required for games, and they're not relying on that. That's why their subscription service can go to hell. I don't care. Microsoft bet on it. They bet the cow on it. The house. Good luck to them, because subscription service ain't it. When people told me it was the future, cloud's the future, I told you, don't bet on green. Microsoft has told you a bunch of stuff and pulled back on it. I've been through it. That's what grinds my gears. Exactly. Siru coming in with the facts. Shout out to Siru21 with the 5. He goes, Microsoft will buy something else to keep the hype up. Exactly. That's what they've been doing. Heaven forbid they make a game that just worth the damn. Because even the Starfield, dude. Even Starfield. This game was in development. They were talking about this in 2018. Starfield.
You're my number one customer.
Todd Howard was on stage announcing Starfield in 2018. Look how much has happened since then. No, none of these initial decisions. And we're seeing the scaled back, the booty, send it, tailor it back. We've been seeing it.
You just made the list.
When Microsoft is basically telling you, oh, scale it back, AI will make it. We have yet to see Microsoft's dirty, grubby hands on Bethesda. This game was already in development. They just put the little cap on the end. We have yet to see Microsoft go in, and we've seen it. Scope. Oh, no. Let's pull it back a little bit. Look at the scope of Forza. No drag race. And look at that pulling out. Oh, split screen, and the prioritization. Really? All of a sudden now split screen's an issue. Yeah. You see, when Microsoft is knowing it's going to Game Pass, all of a sudden the game development cycles are scaled back. Scoped. Where the hell's Hellblade? Hellblade 2. I need to play that game. That game I'm hyped for. But again, I need to see more of it. I want to see straight up gameplay, not these CGI renders. Show me that it's better than the first one. Will they do it? Will Hellblade be $70? That's going to be a shock. But Hellblade's not going to have the hype of this Starfield. We will see. We will see. But yeah, was it the thing for Xbox? No. It's a decent game. Go play it. But it's not the game of the generation that they thought this was going to be, the Oblivion, the Skyrim. Nah. The diehard Bethesda fans and the mods will love it. Jez, you the man. You make a lot of people laugh. Keep up the good work. I never catch you live, but I'm especially glad I caught this one. Hey, shout out to you, Anthony Dixon, VIP member for 13 months. Dang. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the kind words, man. It's been a wild day. Concord and Fair Games. Oh, Jesus. Jeff B. Gaming. Concord. Hey, I don't know. Sony got to show some games. But we will see. I hope that Hellblade 2 is good. I won't play that. But with that, grinders, I want to thank you again for coming in live at over 450, almost approaching the 500 mark. I've never seen so many. Thank you so much. Share it out. Stay subscribed here to the Gaming Grindhouse. Thank you for all the new VIPs, the super chats, and all the new subscribers. We're on our way to 2,500 grinders in here, and big things coming to this channel. I'm excited about what I can't talk about. Nah.
Would you ship that? What you just played?
Oh no! We suck again!
Where's the lamb sauce? It's raw, Melissa!
Yes, chef.
And
It's
thank you
raw,
again,
come
grinders.
on.
Hit that like button, share it out. I'll see you. I'm going to be jumping on the Salters podcast later tonight. We're going to get some more grinding of gears. Check it out over there. Thank you again to all the VIPs. Shout out to all the VIP grinders, super chats, and grinders in the chat. Thank you again. Yes, I'll be going on Salties. Let me just clear my voice, eat some food, take care of the children, and then I'll be back right here on the Salties podcast. We're back. Let's do this. Game Sirens on. Hit me with why these games are like this over at Xbox. The answer, here it is.
games are coming fast. 12 minutes and 80s, and they're all on Game Pass. Some of them are like a Requiem. What to play first?